there, my name is Trent, and this is Practice Makes Better Music, a site and channel dedicated to the art of effective practice. Today's lesson is going to be a continuation of a series that I've been doing on a single chord shape, diving into arpeggio patterns and today scale patterns. So looking at scale patterns through the chord family and some of the ways to practice that. There's a free PDF available at my site, practicemakesbettermusic.com, and I've also got a great course that I'm giving away for free, and it's called Pentatonic Pathways, and it's a way to help you improve your soloing chops through a better understanding of the connections between the pentatonic scales across the fretboard. In the last few lessons that I released, I was looking at a second inversion triad on the first three strings because this is an important chord shape and arpeggio shape that I call an anchor shape because this is something that you can move through the scale, you can use to orient yourself around the neck, and it's an extremely useful shape for a lot of different reasons. Today, I'm going to extend this into some scalar ideas. So essentially, I'm looking at this in a couple of ways. I'm thinking of each of the chord types that I'm doing along the way. So I've got an F major, and then I have all the notes that surround that in the F major scale. When I go to G minor, I can think of it in two ways. And this applies to all of the other chords. I can think of it as its own chord, having the 5, the 1, and the flat 3 of that G minor. I can also think of it in relation to the F scale because all of these notes that we're going to play all the way up are all part of the F scale. So this would be the 6th of the F scale, this would be the 2, and this would be the 4. So I can apply that same reasoning up the scale as well. This would be the 7, this would be the 3, and this would be the 5. And so you can look at it that way. Sometimes it's easier to see the notes that surround these chord shapes when you think of it all in terms of F major, but you can also think in relation to the chord that you're playing, like I said. So you can think, if this is the 1, my G minor, if I'm centering my thinking around G minor now, I'm going to have all of my intervals in relation to that G. So my 2 is going to be an A, my 3 is going to be a flat third, the B flat, my 4, my 5, and so on. What can be a little bit tricky about that is that each position of the scale has different set of notes that surrounds the chord tones. And so what I mean by that is that when you go up to, say, a G minor, you're going to have a natural 6 against what is normally the intervals of the minor scale. When you go to the 3rd, you're going to have a flat 6 and a flat 2, because this is the 3rd position, and so it corresponds with the 3rd mode, which you might know as Phrygian. Each of these chords of the scale corresponds with one of the modes. The 4th chord I'm playing is a B flat, and you'll notice that if I play all the notes surrounding it, I have this sharp 4 here, which if you think in relation to F is just the 7th of F, but if you think in relation to B flat, this is the sharp 4. So, and that's very much a Lydian sound. Lydian being the 4th mode of the major scale. When I go to the C, I'm following all the notes of the major scale except this one. In relation to C, this would be the flat 7 or the 4 of the F scale, but it's the flat 7 in relation to the C chord. The D minor would be my natural minor. The E diminished is a Locrian scale, which has a flat 5, regular 4, flat 3, flat 2, 1, flat 7, flat 6, flat 5. So Locrian is everything lowered except the 4th. Then we're back to the F, so we'd be back to the major up here. So if you're new to modes, some of this might be a little confusing, but it's great to practice it in this way because it can help you understand the modes and their position in the chord family of the major scale. And it's also a good practice to get used to some of these patterns because you can use all of these patterns over just an F chord. So if I was improvising over F, say an F major 7, I could use any of these. I could go. So I was just trying to show how I could use all of these positions over a single chord. Another application is of course over a chord progression. If I was doing a chord progression like F to B flat major, I'm playing a major 7 chord here, to G minor, to a C, playing a B flat over C. I could outline that progression. I could go F, and then B flat, G minor, then C or B flat over C, I can use these for a lot of different things. And so the real where the money is in these ideas, this chord anchor shape is where it relates with the other chord anchor shapes. And I haven't gone into those. I'm going to be going into great depth on all of those and actually on every string set in a course that I have coming out soon. Still working on it, but it should be coming out soon. So I'm going to go through each of the exercises now, starting with number 1. So there's a 16th note rest at the beginning of each measure, and you're going to count that as the 1. And just as a review, 16th notes are counted as 1 E and because it's splitting each beat into 4 parts, 1 E and 2 E and 3. So when you're starting this, you're going to rest on 1, and then we're going to ascend an F major arpeggio. And then once we get to the top, so this is 1 E and 2 E and notice I'm descending down the F major scale. 3 E and I get to the bottom of my shape, and then I'm going to go back up. 4 E and then I'm going to shift up to the next position. This is a G minor position, and I'm counting the same way. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and note that the second mode is Dorian. So the signature sound of Dorian, each mode has its own kind of signature. Dorian sounds like it does because it's a minor scale but with a natural 6. The 6th note is natural, 6th from the G. So that's the second. The third is A minor, and the mode that goes with the third position in the major scale is Phrygian, which has a flat 2 and a flat 6, different from Dorian in those two ways. So I'm going to ascend the A minor arpeggio, then go up to the 5. There I have my flat 2, flat 6, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1, flat 2. So notice how I'm doing the same pattern through each of these chords. Doing it again here. This is going to be a B flat major, the 4 chord. The 4th mode is Lydian, which is a major scale with a sharp 4. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So So that is the B flat, the 4th position. 5th position, 5th chord, C. And C is a major chord. The scale that goes along with it is the mixolydian, or the mode. Mixolydian is a major scale, just with the flattened 7th note. So we're going to go up the major arpeggio. So 1 E and 2 E and 3, and then instead of a natural 7 here, going down to that flat 7, 4 E and so mixolydian, flat 7. And the 6 is where we derive what we call the relative minor, or the natural minor. Relative minor of F, natural minor scale. And this is going to be the regular minor. So it's different from a major scale in the 3rd, the 6th, and the 7th. Excuse me, the 3rd, the 6th, and the 7th are all lowered. So we're going to go up that D minor arpeggio, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and then the next chord, E diminished triad, and this is the 7th chord and matches with the Locrian scale, which is the 7th mode, which is everything lowered except the 4th. So we have from here we're going to go up the E diminished triad, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and then we're going to go to F, an octave up, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4, and I'm just resolving to that F note there. If you look at the sheet music, you'll see that there are some slurs, which is the little, gentle U-shaped, or like a parentheses that's flipped on its side. And that means legato or hammer-on pull-off. I marked where I was most likely to use legato in these. I'm not doing it exactly like it's written, but that gives you kind of a framework to go by. If you're enjoying this lesson, please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like my Facebook page, and you can also access the free course Pentatonic Pathways at practicemakesbettermusic.com. So the second half of this is going to descend. So we're going to start up at our F shape up here. So 1, so the 1 chord. We're going to start at the top, and we're going to reverse the pattern, but same rhythm. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Then next I have my E diminished. Same contour of the pattern. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and next chord is D minor. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and next chord is C major. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and next chord is B flat major. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and A minor is next. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and G minor is next. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and then back to F. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. And we resolve back down to the F. So that wraps up the explanation for today's lesson. Stick around for the practice workout, which is going to begin at a slow tempo and work up through a couple of different tempos to help you master this technique. And I hope that you got a lot out of this. Thanks. Have a great week.